As a student, it's difficult to see whether you need a MacBook or an iPad or a laptop in general. Well, this is a video where I want to break down exactly whether you should get either a MacBook or an iPad for college. Let's get Now, the biggest advantage the iPad has over the MacBook is the Apple Pencil. And I use an iGen iPad on a daily basis. It does me wonderfully for what I need it to do, taking notes in maths and annotating documents, signing documents, annotating pictures, using the fancy live text features, and then doing things like that. Or even if you need to just jot down a quick note in the middle of a lecture, it's fantastic for that. And the portability aspect of just having a slim package can't be beat realistically. I think it's really helpful for just in general, if you're just looking for something basic, it can take notes, can type documents if you want to connect a Bluetooth keyboard to it, or just the on-screen keyboard, which I do regularly, because you can connect the Apple Pencil to it and use the annotation feature in Microsoft Office if you wanted to draw diagrams, if you're a college student, lab student, that kind of thing. And that's the big advantage of the iPad. It can do some pro applications, so if you're a graphics design student, Procreate will be a fantastic option for you, and maybe Photoshop on the iPad if that's sort of like something you'd be interested in. However, there's something you need to worry about if you're using an iPad. If you're doing coding specific things, this is Python, Arduino, things like that, forget about it. It's not going to work. Now, you can use the online editor for a lot of these things. I know you can use the online editor for Java. It's not ideal for programming if you're using an iPad. Now, if you're using sort of playgrounds, the iPad will be fantastic for that. However, as a college student, unless you're really just doing basic note-taking and content consumption, a MacBook will be a better option. And even as a programming student, a network engineering student, a MacBook has worked fantastically for me. And even to the point where, yeah, I have access to Windows, but I don't need Windows for a lot of the stuff I need to do. Network-specific programs such as Cisco Netcad and Cisco Packet Tracer work fantastic on it, even better than the Windows in certain aspects. And then there's all the programming software similar to Python, Arduino, Java, Eclipse, the whole lot. Now keep in mind, Java programming on a Mac isn't the greatest. And if you're using Python and you're using an editor like Thonny, which is a very light, easy to use software, very handy for editing Python programs, highly recommend it over the Python regular IDE. Yeah, you're going to find issues with that, because on a Mac you can't open two simultaneous windows. So if you're doing certain aspects of programming like echo servers, it's not going to open up the two windows side by side. For whatever reason, that's a glitch on macOS. It works on Windows, so it's not a big thing, and you won't see it be an issue in most circumstances, but it's something to keep in mind. It's a bit heavier than an iPad, yes, but the weight is worth it, especially if you get a MacBook Air M1, because that's what I'm using and it's done me wonderfully. It edits all my content. I can do everything with the space of 2 USB-C ports. Yes, USB-C, it's not ideal, I know, to have USB Type-C only on a MacBook. It's nice to have a HDMI port to plug into a monitor back there or something like that, although a simple adapter can fix that, no problem. Now you need to think about, well, do I need virtualization? If you need to use virtual machines, then you need to be really careful when choosing a Mac or an iPad. An iPad cannot do this, however, a Mac can. However, Apple Silicon has not been optimized for it yet. Yes, it can do it. There's hardware inside the Apple Silicon chips to allow for virtualization, but open source software such as VirtualBox is not compatible. I don't know why. Like, when they did roll out Apple Silicon, it's up to developers to change up their software to make it compatible. And I tried to load VirtualBox on it, and every single time I get an incompatibility error. Now, normally Rosetta would work, but when you're trying to do this, you're also loading up a ton of different operating systems. So Debian, Mint Linux, Ubuntu, Windows 11, Windows XP, whatever it is, it's gonna cause issues. Straight out, it's gonna cause issues. But if you can get around using Parallels, possibly, or VMware Fusion, which is an open source base at the moment, so you can technically get virtualization for free without having to pay for it. Or if you don't mind reinstalling the program VMware or Parallels every couple of months, it should be okay. Like, it's not ideal, but you can do it. Boot Camp is not a thing on Mac anymore, which is unfortunate. I really like that feature on my old 2015 iMac, and it's a shame to see it go because I would use it a lot. However, it's not a deal breaker. Overall though, the package you get in a MacBook is way better for students. Overall though, the package you get with a MacBook as a student is way better than an iPad if you need specific programs. Now, if you're just literally jotting down notes, you don't need specific software, an iPad might work better for you. Depends on how much you're willing to spend and depends on what you need to do with it. And with that, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, like one, subscribe, comment down below, and you can help me by helping me reach my first 1,000 subscribers, which I'm hoping to do this year. And I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.